Hi, welcome to day two. So I've made it to actually repeating the process, and that's a good thing. Today I want to expand a bit and talk about what one of my real mornings is like on this journey, and also what happens when it falls apart. So I am trying to learn how to sing better as somebody with a bass voice, which you may notice. Um, the bass voice is really at its best when I wake up and while I stay in bed. I, laying in bed just after waking up, have hit some wonderful notes. Unfortunately, then you stand up, move around, and those go away. My alarms are always set for 5 a.m., 5:30, 5:45, and 6, in the hopes that I'll be up and mobile by 6. Some mornings that work. Some mornings it's 8:30. Surprisingly, this morning it was 5, which I should have taken as an omen. Now, when I wake up, the first thing I actually do is I have a pitch detector on my mobile, and I just speak into it to get a rough idea of what my average speaking tone is. Uh, then I will also repeat that once I get to my recording area. So, what I'm currently working on is two pieces of music to emphasize and learn good support and good bass notes. The first piece is Be Prepared from The Lion King, the arrangement by Voice Play. I'm working on the bass line. The second one is the Boulevard of Broken Dreams, which I think was Green Day, and I'm going to feel really silly if I'm wrong. This arrangement is by another a cappella group called The Bass Gang. And what I'm doing with that one is I am just substituting myself in as the lead vocal, which in the arrangement is actually performed by the four members of the group rotating. Now, once I get everything set up and I'm a little focused and I've done my last voice tone check, I jump into Logic Pro. We'll get back to that. I do pretty much 6 takes, give or take one. After each take, I listen to it, I evaluate it, and I am, of course, my own worst critic, and I log my evaluation. The reason behind that is I want to have a rough idea of what has improved, what hasn't improved, what is not yet quite dependable. And at the end of all of my takes, I'll do a log of how I felt the session went, but I will also pick out the takes that I think are worth saving and archive them. The idea behind that is I can, over a period of time, see and meter my progress. Now, I don't want to go into all the tech I'm using, but as I mentioned, I am using Logic Pro. And Logic Pro is one of these wonderfully complex pieces of software, and I must tip my hat to my incredibly generous mother in law who is encouraging me in this journey. Um, Logic Pro has its foibles. Today, Logic Pro decided to be Logic Pro, and those of you who have used the software probably understand what I'm saying. I basically couldn't get audio out of what I was working on, which is sort of important. I spent about an hour and 20 minutes diagnosing it, and at that point, still not fixed. I logged that the session for this morning for singing was a wash. I was, well, pretty much too damn frustrated at that point. It's still not fixed, so this afternoon I'm going to go back and try to get that working. So normally I would have done my takes, saved my best takes or the archivable takes, but today that wasn't going to be the case. Now, the good news is that Logic Pro tends to only behave like Logic Pro about once every 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a little shorter than that. And I'm also discovering that once Logic Pro works and is set up correctly, don't do anything else on the system or it'll all fall apart again. So that's my afternoon for today, but I wanted to talk more about my morning. I will go more into the singing, the pieces. I may run an audio sample, and I will also talk about some of the other, quote, pillars of my personal plan. But that's it for day 2. This ran much longer. And for anybody who's watching this, I hope you're enjoying it. Please, I suppose this is the first time I've said it, please feel free to subscribe or like or comment so I can get a general feel for what people think. Thanks much, guys. See you soon.